Hello, it's TruthSOSeeker here. I'm back for another 1v1. I know it's been a while, but as you can see I'm playing Decimus, and that's the reason it's been a while. I've been really just kind of trying to readjust, because I haven't played this game really in a competitive sense, and a lot of things have changed as far as... And I mean, I know the general things, right? Like heroes have gotten better, and certain units have been buffed and nerfed, but it's taken me quite a while to, I guess, to kind of adapt to the changes. And I feel like I'm at least good enough to maybe show some videos. I'm still learning even now, but I've been experimenting with some builds, and I just wanted to show some of the ones I came up with. Now I'm fighting a Yap, as you can see there, by the leader that I'm playing against. And I personally feel that Yap it has a lot of potential to be a very strong leader, just because his units can be free, and it can be really annoying to deal with. Now, I'm not really sure what opening build, and this is funny, I've been even testing some of the opening builds, but I'm not really sure what is best. I've been trying with more expansive builds and just grabbing mini bases at the start. I'm not sure if it's the best, but I see a lot of potential in it, because, well, I mean, you're grabbing mini bases. What could be bad about that, to be honest? And I personally don't like it when my opponent gets my mini bases. And I mean, some maps, I don't know if in some maps you can really help it. Like, for example, Vault, it's practically impossible to secure like half of them if your opponent really wants to try and take them. Like, you just, unless you go out of your way to. And if you do that, then I feel like you're just kind of crippling your eco a little bit. But on maps where you can get away with it, I like to try and do it. Like, for example, there you see I get a mini base, and I see that he isn't chasing me back to try and grab that other one, so I assume he's grabbed it, but I'm checking it just... I mean, I'm already there, so might as well at least check it. And of course he did have it, as I saw there. So I'm just going to start picking up money, and I'm going to try and get my other two. And I actually think I made a mistake here by doing this, because you saw the time it took me to check his mini bases. So theoretically, if he sent a grunt through on the other side, then you see him even flaring there, because I'm like worried that he could have just as well sent a grunt through the teleporter, and he should theoretically be able to get them. And that did worry me a lot. So I'm sending my grunts. There's not much more I could really do than do that, but he hasn't grabbed them yet, so I'm going to go ahead and grab them now. But that is a mistake that I made at the start of the game. No, maybe not the very start, but one of the grunts should have been going towards those mini bases, probably by the 30-second mark or so. So yeah, I'm queuing up more grunts now. I'm upgrading my extractor. I'm going to be getting some grunts out to start capping the power nodes here in a second. I also have an Apex going up, because I like going engineers. I messed around with the chopper engineer quite a bit, and I know a lot of people were saying that engineer grunts were better, or like grunt engineer compared to chopper engineer. I'm not convinced one is better than the other per se, but I definitely see a lot of strength in the grunt engineer opener, and the fact that grunts are usable to me is just, it makes me really enjoy it, because I've always gone choppers in the past, and to actually see grunts as maybe usable is interesting to me. So I have a grunt there to the side, as you can see, to the left of my base. I'm trying to keep an eye out for any potential push, because my opponent is Yap, I would not be at all shocked if he were to come in for a big push on my base here. And honestly, I should be getting a turret regardless. You see, I go to queue up a turret now, trying to select the slot though, because building slots don't select well. And I do queue it up now at the 330 mark. I think honestly I should have tried to do it sooner. And he has all of those cannon fodder over there, and to be honest, that actually was very relieving for me to see that they were over there at the moment, because that means they're not over at my base, right? So I'm gonna send my grunts over now and try and challenge them. Someone had told me that since cannon fodder are free, you should absolutely not trade with them. like anything that costs money. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but it is worth saying you shouldn't just mindlessly trade with them without at least thinking, being aware of the cost trade you're doing. So I am actually chasing it out. For example, like here, right? I'm spending money to get these guys killed, but I think it's money well spent because if I can kill these guys, it's going to lessen any attack that he could do to my base, right? And I think this is something I want. So I'm getting a chopper out. I want to scout him. I want to see what he's going for, if he's actually going for that big push or not. All the while, I'm going to be just trying to grab the hooks where I can. And actually, yeah, I tried to get a grunt in that garrison, but he was already in it, so I'm just going to try and run that guy out. If I remember correctly, I actually sent an engineer to try and save him. I don't remember if I did save him or not, but we'll see. And you see here, I actually go for a third generator on my main. And again, I've been experimenting with it. I'm not sure I actually believe in triple generator on the main. On maps, I suppose, where you have a lot of mini bases like this one, it might be okay because you can, you have 3 extra supply pads on it, and maybe it can work. But if you have a map where you get, say, 2 or 1 mini bases, I think it's not as good. Because I've had situations where I'm just really lacking the supply. And, like, I have all this power, right? I have, like, 2,600 power and, like, 500 supply. I'm like, oh my god, this is way too much power. And I want units, and I can't make them because I don't have supply. But, in this case, I think this map is relatively fine. Fine for this. But I see he has an expo. It's rather developed, too. Which does worry me somewhat because I don't have an expo yet, even up. But I do have the mini bases. I am playing as Decimus as well, so late game wise, I feel I should be better. So I'm trying to take that base, but Grunt went out of the line of sight for it. And I'm just going to keep capping mini nodes. Oh my god, capping the power nodes. Yeah. And I'm finally going to grab this base. I should have honestly grabbed it sooner. I kind of go by a rule as of now, and I'm not sure, but I feel that at the latest you should grab a base, if you can get away with it, should be right after you Q-Tech 2. That would be the optimal time. Anytime after that, you're starting to, I feel, go later than you may need to. And that's just because I've had situations where my opponent will expo and, do the same thing as me. They'll also go for Tech 2 with the Grunt Engineer build and whatnot, and then you're in a situation where your opponent's on a base and you can't necessarily kill it, and you're equal in every other sense, but they have the base. That's unoptimal, I feel. But yeah, if you can get away with it, I would. I think that's what I would try to improve from this game here. Okay, so I'm gonna start actually trying to get my hero out here. This is another thing I've been thinking about a lot, is when to get the actual hero out. I think it varies, but against Banished, I think I can avoid getting a hero out if I'm fighting maybe a shipmaster. But any other leader, I kind of feel like I may want to get the warlord out sooner, just because if they get their hero out, then that gives them pushing potential in my base, and then they have a hero, grunts, engineers versus just my grunts, engineers, and turrets, and that it feels like maybe I'm, I don't know, slipping behind at that point. Because, again, then they can just grab the base, the expo. I mean, true, my reasoning originally was that the hero, of course, costs a lot of supply and power to get out, so if they would make the hero unit, you should just get Tech 2 a lot faster, and that would be better for you. That's what I originally concluded, but I don't know, like, it feels pretty intimidating to lose your mini bases Because, you know, if you can't fight them and you're forced to go to your base, then they can just kill your mini bases. They can get the node control, they can expand. And I'm not sure if I really like that. It feels like you're giving them an awful lot for well, what exactly? To not make a hero unit, basically. I'm not sure I really believe it. But yeah, what's going on now is I'm at 80 pop, the, you know, OG max pop. And I'm defending up here because I feel like Decimus' strongest point is mid to mid-late game. Because, you know, his Boundless Sight and basically all of his, you know, passives, I feel like they really add up. So I'm trying to defend here and just watch out for any potential push my opponent will do. Something I need to do is that chopper that I lost to his first expo, I need to have a chopper or something watching. Because if he ever pushes there, that mini base is just going to fall. The one in the southeast corner of the map. And I feel like I should really have more protection of that. I'm getting a sensor tower up as I should, because if he goes through that teleporter, then he could... I'll see him coming, and I feel like that sensor tower is extremely nice to have, knowing when they come through that teleporter. So, I want to have that. And I'm getting my triple up just that way, even though I probably would be okay on a double. I feel like if you can get away with it, getting a triple is also very good. Especially now that the economy's been fixed the way it has. And that's just, you can produce more as you need to. I see no real reason not to grab it, put it that way. Its cost is definitely fine. And as you can see, I'm at 100 pop. I'm at max pop 2, basically. I have... do I have all of my leader passives? Yeah, I just got the last passive, so I'm thinking, okay, I have all of the buffs that are going to make me want this engagement, so, and I'm at max pop 2, and I doubt he's really much further ahead than me in that regard, so I figure this is my time to push. I'm not sure. This is probably fine. I'm just thinking, because one concern I had was where could he push at to try and, counterattack, because he did have Locust, and I don't have Locust, I have Grunts. And that was a concern of mine, but honestly, because I have that teleporter covered, if he comes through the other teleporter, he's in the same spot I am, so it's not really that big a deal, I feel. He could try and come through the middle, and my third base is rather weak, so that could have been a weak or a soft spot to hit. I think maybe, just because of that, this push may have been a little premature. I could have sacked the Grunts at least, right? Because the Grunts are pretty pointless at this point. And there's better things I could be making with them. But I'm looking to push at this point. Because, again, I feel like I'm ready. And even if I lose, honestly, my full army, it's, I think, fine. Because, as long as I trade, of course. Just because I want to get rid of these Grunts, like I said. So I'm just going to aim main while I wait and see where his army is. He throws down his rebel turrets. I don't know what they're called. They have a name, though. And I'm going to throw my Siphon down. I was going to Vortex. I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be great. I'm going to do a lot of damage. And here it is. Please don't shoot me. So my Siphon basically gets wasted. My Vortex basically gets wasted. I think that was a really good play. Please don't shoot me is actually annoyingly strong. In dealing with quick hits of sorts. See, I have max pop 2 now, and I'm trying to just queue things back up as I lose them, and I'm a little concerned about this engagement. I think he actually dropped Methane Party on me there. And I'm trying to pull things back. It looks like he's doing well, but the thing is that when you think about what I have there, I actually still have 6 Hunters, and you look at actually what his army consists of, he doesn't have many infantry killers per se, and I mean, I have vehicle killers in my army, so it's not actually that bad. I was pulling out my Warlord, though, because it was looking grim at the time, and I think I actually underestimated the power of my army. Because you can see, I've started to realize I'm actually winning this engagement, if not just trading very well. So I'm just going to try and pick off a couple more of these guys before I pull off. Thinking, okay, maybe I can get this last locust before he gets in the shield. And I decided, okay, he's probably going to get in the shield now, so I'm just going to pull off. I think maybe I could have tried to challenge one more. I think he may have had rangers up there, though, so if that's the case, then I think pulling off is just fine. And yeah, I'm just getting my army back together. If you notice, I stopped at 110 pop, and that was intentional, because I have the Decimus, the great and mighty Decimus drop ready, and I want to use him, so I need to keep 10 pop open. And I feel like this is quite nice, because I'm waiting for the power to drop him, as well as I'm waiting for my troops to get out, so I actually am really happy with this time I spent waiting, because I didn't feel like anything was really lost with it. But yeah, I dropped down Decimus now, and I mean, I'm at 120 pop already, and I'm going to engage him again here. Now, something else to note, and I knew this, but this game really made it clear to me, is whenever you're fighting Yap Yap, you need to be very careful of those methane wagons, or I think they're called methane wagons, because they do, in my opinion, gross amounts of damage on death. And if your opponent just walks them right up to your army of hunters, and you just aren't paying attention and they shoot them down, you could lose your army very quickly. But yeah, you can see I did, I think, a lot better in that engagement. It was a lot clearer that I was better. And you look, that hunter's actually still shooting for some reason. But yeah, the game is pretty much decided, I think, at this point. See, he drops down his drop here, but I think the game's already been, in my opinion, decided. The fact that he's going Locust also makes me quite happy, just because they cost so much to make. And I think that, honestly, one Locust should be worth about 2 Hunters. So if I would trade one for one, I would be really happy with that. And you see, there's a lot going on, but I do have my mighty Decimus still. I think I may have lost the Warlord, but even just having Decimus is quite strong. Although something I think I don't do enough, and I need to do, is try to keep Decimus himself alive, because unlike, you know, the Warlord, I can't just remake Decimus on a whim. I have to wait for the drop to come back. But yeah, like you can see, again, I'm winning this engagement with enough of an army to actually still stay on offense this time. I'll go ahead, yeah, and I remake my Warlord now. I don't think I noticed actually him dying. But yeah, I'm pushing onto his base again, 120 pop, and honestly, this is pretty much the game. I could go on. But I have overall been having a lot of fun with Decimus, and it's not just because he's so strong of a leader. It's just I feel like there's still some variety left in compared to last season, at least, where you had Forge and Serena just dominating the scene. I don't know if this is really enough of a balanced game to call it playable, but I've been experimenting a lot, and I've been enjoying playing Decimus, so I think maybe I'll be playing more of this. Hopefully, we'll see. You'll see. But yeah, I'm pushing on to his second base now. I have my Warlord back as well. 120 pop, 118, same thing. And I am going to wrap up this game now. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I've been streaming a little bit, so I'll leave my link for the Twitch in the description. If you want to see me actually play some games live, then you can go ahead and check that out. But yeah, that's pretty much the game. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward to the end now, because I mean, I could just show you this game, but it's over. It's obviously over at this point. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in another one. So take care.